Surprise! I'm back. Welcome into this edition of Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Today we are talking surprise cut candidates. I got three players that your Baltimore Ravens could shock everybody and end up cutting here with free agency on the horizon and the Baltimore Ravens desperately needing cash. They need money. Let's see what we can do to go find some money for your Baltimore Ravens here for free agency and potential trades and for the draft and all of that. We'll go over those names in just a matter of moments. Before we do, a little quick fan survey for the folks out there. I want to know, are you a Ravens fan from the Charm City, from the great city of Baltimore? If you are, go ahead and like today's video. If not, comment where you are from. Shout out your city. Let us know in the comment section where you are watching from, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's set the scene for you where things stand for the Baltimore Ravens heading into this offseason. They are trying to find every cash they can. They're removing the couch cushions, trying to find the quarters and the nickels and everything in between, because right now they got a little less than $10 million. And I can tell you right now, that ain't going to be enough. And so on today's show, of the potential cap casualties, if you will, before I reveal the list of the three names, I can tell you this right now. If the Ravens decided they want to cut all three of them, then they are looking at potentially saving over $21 million, which would go a long ways in trying to find that cash. You got 20-plus free agents on this Ravens team. You're not going to be able to bring back everybody, but if you make a couple moves here and there, all of a sudden you have some flexibility to work with. So let's get started with Ronnie Stanley at the offensive tackle spot. He's been the Ravens starting left tackle for the last several seasons, a franchise investment, if you will, for the Baltimore Ravens at the left tackle spot, as they've put a lot of money into Ronnie Stanley over the years, a former All-Pro and Pro Bowler. But the problem with Ronnie Stanley has been twofold. One, he hasn't been available, right? He's missed 36 regular season games since 2020. And when he's even been available, been out on the football field, he hasn't played that great. He has not lived up to his contract. In 2023 alone, he committed 10 penalties, allowed 4 sacks, and if the Ravens decide to ultimately move on from him, you're looking at potentially saving $15 million against the cap. So, what would I do? Sorry, Ronnie, you're out of here. I'd cut him personally if it were up to me. I think the Ravens can find better, cheaper, and younger options at the left tackle spot than what they're getting out of Ronnie Stanley right now. You look at the grades of what he did last year. According to PFF, allowed 4 sacks, 3 hits, 21 hurries on the quarterback, and then his PFF grade was a 63.7. All of that, okay, for a guy they are paying a ton of money to at the position. I'm out. To me, it just doesn't make sense to keep Ronnie Stanley around for the money that he's being paid and for the lack of production and the lack of availability, too. To me, this is the perfect time to say see you later when it comes to Ronnie Stanley. Our pinned comment today, let's ask you now, should the Ravens cut Ronnie Stanley? If you think they should, type Y for yes. If not, if you want to see him stick around, type in for no. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Y for yes, N for no. Got a great deal that we're offering our Ravens fans right now. If you go to chatsports.com/Ravens hats, we have hats on sale for up to 50% off. And that's not all, folks. We also have hats that have free shipping as well. Here's some of the selection that we have to choose from. This is our sideline collection, but folks, there are plenty more available, and they're all in one place. Chatsports.com/Ravens hats to get yours today. Check out these hats as well as our other selection of plenty other hats to choose from as well. The deal that stands right now, some hats up to 50% off, also got some free shipping as well. Get yours now while supplies last. Chatsports.com/Ravens hats to get yours today. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Up to 50% off plus free shipping. This one's going to ruffle some feathers, no pun intended, for the birds. That would be Patrick Ricard, the all-pro fullback for your Baltimore Ravens. And I'll say this, when I look at Patrick Ricard, I can argue that there's nobody better at his position in the National Football League than Patrick Ricard. This is not an indictment on how good Patrick Ricard is. But what we've seen now is with this new scheme under Todd Monken, Patrick Ricard's role has been greatly reduced. He only got 9 starts in 17 games last year, where the fullback position just isn't a priority for Todd Monken, comparably speaking to what it was under Greg Roman. And so you're looking at, if you do ultimately release him, saving around $4 million potentially. For me, I look at, because Patrick Ricard is a good football player, right? Still has something left to offer. And I think you can still find a role of sorts, whether it's as a runner, blocker in the passing game. I think you can restructure Patrick Ricard. I think that would be the better solution. Instead of just cutting him and saving $4 million and letting him just go, for nothing. I would like to see Patrick Ricard stay around, but just try to find a way to make the contract work, save some money, push some money down the road, whatever it may be, because the bottom line, the pitch that I would sell Patrick Ricard is, look, we're going to restructure your deal. We want you to stick around, but nobody's paying fullbacks anymore. Not in today's NFL in 2024. That just ain't happening. You might as well stay here, play alongside Lamar Jackson, go contend for another AFC championship, and let's see if we can get this team to the Super Bowl. Who's a player the Ravens should cut? I've already named one. Now it's your turn. Weigh in the comment section. Give us a name that comes to mind that you would like to see the Ravens ultimately move on from this offseason. Folks, lock us in here on our Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports as we're bringing you daily Baltimore Ravens news and rumors. We're counting you down to free agency, just a few days away. We're also talking trades, the draft, and more. We are your Ravens offseason headquarters here at Ravens Rundown. If y'all love the Baltimore Ravens, this is the channel for you. Tell a friend or 2 or 50. I don't care. Make sure they all subscribe to Ravens Rundown. Join the family. Lock us in. Anytime the Ravens make a move, any of these guys get cut, we're going to make a video as quick as we can here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. Last on our list, we go to the receiver position and find Rashod Bateman. Rashod Bateman, man, what an interesting career it has been for Rashod Bateman. Such promising start to his career, right? The very solid rookie season he had was elevated to the number 1 receiver role when they ultimately moved on from Marquise Brown, but he struggled to stay healthy in those first 2 seasons. Last year, the Ravens bring in Zay Flowers and OBJ and Nelson Aguilar, but it was an open competition for playing time. Rashod Bateman had a fair chance to prove what he could bring to the table. Ultimately, he struggled to stay on the field. He got outworked, outperformed by his teammates last year, and the results to show for it was only 32 catches for 367 yards and a touchdown. He was not what he was expected to be. Since 2021, Rashod Bateman has missed 17 games. Last year, he was 5th on this team in receptions, 6th in receiving yards. I mean, what is this guy? What happened to Rashod Bateman for all the hype that there was about what he was supposed to be, this star receiver? Now, I'm hearing John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta say that they still believe in Rashod Bateman, that they think he's going to have a fantastic season in 2024. But, I mean, it's put up or shut up time. It should have happened by now if it was going to happen for him. If you release him, you're talking about saving potentially $2.3 million. So not a whole lot of money, and that's why I would say keep him. I would say let the year play out. It's only $2 million. It's not the end of the world to pay him that money. Give him one more chance to see if he can play at an elite level or not, quite frankly. Look, Rashod Bateman, he's got talent. No one is disputing that he has talent, but can he put it together? Let's see. It's worth a shot, I think, when you're only talking about $2+ million in potential savings. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. If you enjoyed today's show, which how could you not? You get to hang out with me, and we get to talk Ravens football. Like the video, we certainly appreciate it. We'll see you next time here on Ravens Rundown.